not make the $26 million that they anticipate they'll take in. It may be closer to about 8 or 9. And the one thing you'll be doing is you'll be giving the organized criminal about $5 or $6 million, and therefore he becomes a partner from this point on with every tax that you have on cigarettes. And also, your local communities, due to the drop in sales, will lose in tax revenues.
State employees. Then there's another, all of you know, general revenue sharing that the state's supplemental corporation program. Prison Medicaid for the next year, all mandated service, is $66 million.
Nice landing, Mitchell. Were you met with any optimism in the interpretation of these?
You get a lot of gobbledygook, small talk, and
You think anything's going to come of it?
something's going to come of it because we're going to force that issue. Another thing. 1,000 citizens in our intermediate care nursing homes. The state and the federal government pay $800.
Level equivalent to the 9th grade, I think that should be enough qualification to say, because what you're doing in the vocation.
How y'all doing this morning? Very good. How are you? You want this upside down? Got my hands I'll leave you here. Put you on TV there.
not going to call special session tomorrow. I will call one forthwith when the time is right and when we have an instrument that we can forward to the pride. Now, it would be a terrible mistake for anybody to think that the will of the governor's office and of these two committees is not stronger than ever. In this work and these deliberations, we have made some great strides. And we find what men and women sitting down, diligently applying themselves, can come up with. All we need is sufficient time, and I'm not one to shortchange that very precious commodity for the sake of speed or for the sake of any document. I want to thank you for being here today. I hope we can count on your continued active interest, aggressive participation. The working party and my office stand ready to assist, to lead, and do whatever it takes to move steadfastly toward a final document, at which time we'll go into special session. I thank you very much.
During the campaign, Fob James said that he wanted the state to have a new constitution, and he began working on the document as soon as he was elected, appointing a task force to draw a proposal. That proposal was presented to a special joint legislative interim committee that held its hearings and considered the matter. They ended their hearings last week in preparation for a special session that was to have begun today. Yesterday, Governor Fob James postponed that meeting indefinitely, saying that there had not been enough time. James's legal advisor, Mike Waters, said that the time was a factor because of the great amount of input gained during those committee meetings.
We had 2 weeks of legislative hearings over the past 3 weeks. We had received a lot of input, but we had to ready the governor's proposal in a very short period of time. Namely, we only had 1 week, which was last week, to try to get the document in final form, to get it to the legislature. We just simply did not have enough time to do that. We could have presented a document to the legislature for consideration, but the problem with that would have been that that document would have had to have undergone further revision once it got to the legislature. That would have taken a great deal of time, and it would have probably taken up most of the legislature's time just revising the document rather than debating the document. And that would have made it very difficult to have passed the document in the special session, simply because of the time problems. Therefore, what we decided to do was not to call the special session for today, to provide some additional time to finish our product, to finalize the governor's recommendation, so that when it goes to the special session of the legislature can devote its time to debating the document, debating the issues, without having to worry itself about trying to revise the document that we present to them.
Lieutenant Governor George McMillan says they've picked up the pieces after yesterday's cancellation of the special session and have come up with what he called a game plan. Just when the special session for the new Constitution is called is not known. There are a variety of factors involved that will influence the decision by the governor. Lieutenant Governor George McMillan has his preferences. He would like to see the special session before the regular session in order to preserve what he calls the momentum of the Constitution. Governor James, however, will have to wait and see what the committee hearings bring forth. Dennis Latham, WSFA TV News at the Capitol.